everybody, and welcome back to my vanilla Let's Play City Skylines series. And we have now got Sunset Harbour, which has just been downloaded, and I am very excited to play it. Like we said in the last episode, we're going to be doing a fishing industry on this man-made island that we made a long time ago. So let's jump pretty much straight into it and get into it. Opening montage that shows you how I've done the roads. Really like this. I do really like this bridge into a tunnel that comes out underneath here. It looks gorgeous, I think. I'm really happy with that. We can do some nice interesting things with this contour up here in the future. Nothing quite yet though. But yeah, really happy with that. And we're happy with the size of this island as well. I haven't looked at any of the stuff yet. I've just gone in, done roads, and I thought I'd go through all of the stuff with you guys on screen so we can learn together and we can see what is going on. I have had a little thought to myself while I was putting this all in that a cargo harbour may be one of the best things that we put in early on, because we're going to have a lot of people coming in. The problem is, we can have a cargo harbour there. Right, so on there, very easily, we have a cargo harbour, and that will connect to the rest of the island very comfortably. We've got a really nice harbour line coming through the middle of here, which is really helpful for us. So we have a lot of space to place this. That looks like the perfect spot. I'm going to place a cargo harbour probably up against that bridge, if I'm honest. Yeah, in and around that gap right there. And we will be working off that cargo harbour because that will help us out with traffic early on. And now we can get into the minutiae that is this stuff. There is now a new... Here it is. Here is all the fishing stuff. So we need to put fishing routes in. We're going to need a fishing harbour. What is this? Fish farm, fish market, and a fish factory. That's how you make money out of your goods. I suppose the first thing to do would be to zone this island off, wouldn't it? With first the normal district paint and then with the industry zonable paint. So let's do that very quickly. Well, that is them in. I'll tidy them in off screen so they don't look quite as herpy-derpy all over the place. And now we can get into it. I'm not 100% sure if I need the zonable, if I need the district when it comes to the industry, because I'm pretty sure the game is just going to see it as... Yeah, but anyway, it will stop us putting some other stupid industry in here by mistake if we ever get distracted in the future. And now we can look at the water situation that we have. Last episode we were washing away the poo, and the poo is slowly disappearing. And that will give us more space to be doing some fishing. We have lots of anchovies, lots of salmon, no shellfish and no tuna. It's all down to different depths when it comes to the water, so you can play around with the terrain yourself, and you can lower or raise the water, and that should change what fish you get after a while. So we may just dig a big hole in here very early on, use up whatever soil we had available, and see if we can get anything in that little gap. We haven't really exactly made a large area, I will fully admit that. But we'll see if anything pops up in that area if we do so. And then we can go back to the industry stuff and get into it. Yeah, there we go. Shellfish will now spawn in this area. So we know in the future that we just need to make an area about the same deep as that. So in the last episode we showed off the sloping tool. We all know all about that. Where you can right click the surface, the level that you want for the terrain. And then it will create that the same level. So we just do that for the area that we want all of our shellfish to come from. And then we'll have to play around and find out where we get tuna from and what depths of water we need there. Thinking about roads, we've got this big old roundabout in the middle, which is going to help all of the traffic in this area. I'm not sure how much traffic it's going to get, and I'm not sure how many people are going to be living on the island and how much it is going to be industrialised. I'm thinking like this will definitely be industrialised, this chunk here. And then we may have some houses over in this section because it might break it up a little bit. We shall see. I'm not 100% sure. How much noise pollution are these produce? 25. So if we compare that to one of these oil rigs, just for example, that's 40. That small pump is 40. So they are quiet. What's the farms like? See 0 for farm when it comes to noise pollution. So they're not perfect for noise pollution, but they aren't bad either. Even the plantations don't produce any noise pollution. That's incredible, that. So yeah, there is a little bit of noise pollution when it comes to the fishing stuff, which is come to be expected if I'm honest, but we shall get around that. I need to think about roads before I start putting some of this stuff in, I believe. Fishing harbour can just go like that, so you do come with your own road as well. Yeah, you come with your own road, so we're going to need that placed down. How many of these are we going to need? Do we need lots of these? I haven't really watched the tutorials because I'm trying to learn it off screen. I do like the look of them though. Little barrels, little crates, little stuff. So by the looks of it, it's all going to be very coastal, so it looks like I may have to just run a road around the edge, and then we will start playing around with other little bits. So once I've done that, once I've clicked that in, do I unlock more options? So that's a fishing harbour. You are a fish farm. Fish farms look like that. Okie dokie, what do you look like? You just look like that. You've got some weird little fish farms out in the sea, and you'll be creating some extra stuff. Let's just start connecting some of these roads up. Is there a way of making this specialised? Like, there's no specialisation, is there? It's just... I wonder if these are just free-form ploppable all over the place, and you can have little dots of fishing industry all over your city. That's a different concept when it comes to industry. Instead of having it localised in one lump space, fish markets, they cause a lot of pollution, noise pollution they do, and a fish factory causes pollution as well as noise pollution. So we are going to be needing some fish factories and stuff. I'm going to need lots of these, aren't I? I think that's the way it's going to go. Yeah, you're going to be like the general thing that we're going to need lots of. I need to do some routes, don't I? Let's do some routes. So you start here. Let's just do squiggly bendy routes because the boats don't exactly go straight lines. And we'll just do a little loop around here maybe, and just see if you can catch some anchovies for us. And then I think I'm going to need another one like alongside it, and then another one and another one. So it looks like this whole island is just going to be covered with little fishing things, and then we can off there farm different fish in different areas, and we'll see how that goes. Right, that's now hooked up, so I need to collect this outer road to the main road, which is going to be an issue, I'm sure it is. So we need to get traffic to that road, as well as probably in this centralised area we're going to have all of our factories and other things like that. I might just break this road up very quickly and add in some extra of these fishing little harbours, because we're going to need more of them, aren't we? I already know we are, so let's just do that straight away. That makes me want to squidge that harbour over so I can move another one into that gap. You can now go next to the bridge. That's a better spot for you anyway, if I'm being honest, and then you can be next to that. We're not going to fit one in that gap, and we probably could fit one in this gap if we really wanted to, so let's do that as well. That's going to be a lot of jobs. We need to draw some little lines out now, so if you can just dart in around this bridge and pick up loads and loads of what's this one? Salmon. You can get lots and lots of salmon just by darting in around here. I might break that actually and make you go the other side of the bridge, just so you... Oh, let's not have you cut up all of the harbour traffic. That's a good idea, isn't it? Because otherwise that's going to look awful with you getting in the way of the harbour traffic. So you can just do a little loop-de-loop in here probably. Pick up a little bit of anchovies, pick up a little bit of salmon, and not get in the way of the harbour traffic. Or should you be the other way around? I'm going to move you to the opposite side of each other, because otherwise you're going to get in the way of each other and it is going to look like an absolute mess with you two. So let's pop you over to there, and then let's replace this little thing in this gap instead. You can go about there, and then you have free reign of all of this in and around under this bridge to just pick up all of the salmon you desire, and then pop back into there. And then you can be my one that goes off and gets shellfish. You come through here and then all the way back into your harbour, and then there is one more over here, and you can do the same thing. You can just do salmon, which is all underneath this bridge, so you can zip in there, add in as well. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I haven't really done too much research, so we're kind of winging it. Winging it. And now let's connect these roads one final time. I'm going to squidgy back over to give that corner a little bit of a respite because I can. I may even break that up as well and just try and squidge this harbour over there. An absolute tiddle taddle. I'm going to have to reconnect them lines by all accounts. That's annoying. Like, I wish they auto-connected, like they just realised where they're meant to be going. That would be helpful if they did that. But they do not, which is a shame. Right, so now we need to reconnect these outside roads once again, because we are playing around with this intensely. So that's that. You are all connected up. Swap you around, give you two options, give you one option or out. Swap you around, so you then have two options over there. And same over here, you should be two, not one, and you should be two, not one. That is pretty much all splendid in when it comes to this fishing industry. We need to run a water pipe over to there, and then we need to think about power. That is going to be the other thing that is going to be very ugly to get over here is power. We'll just run that water pipe through there and connect him up to that. Then we have a nice little basis that we can do our water pipe grid off. I have just noticed, so it can bring you back very quickly. So we've got all of these wave machines over here. It looks pretty ugly. I was wondering, will this affect the fish? It does not affect the fish. So you can have water, you'd have wave machines in the water. They do not affect fish, and they do not affect growth of the fish. That is important to know for us. So if we want, we can just put some wave machines up against in here, and that should cover all of our power demands, and it will make us a little bit, it'll be easier for us to get all the power hooked in as well. So we'll just probably pop a few wave machines up tight against this wall so it fills in the gaps, and then they will connect all of the power ever so slowly to the area over here. We can also then run a power lines just alongside the bridge. That is probably the best option that we have, and we'll run that over to the other side and try and find a good spot for it to connect into. So that is power in and hooked up, and that means we can just press play and the fishing industry will start to become a thing. And that means we should have demand for housing as well as that. So the way I'm looking at this very quickly is we're going to be doing this weird oval grid shape, which is so that all of the fishing is going to be around the outer rim of the island. And on the interior, we can do something else. So I'm thinking this around the roundabout is going to be housing. Not ideal, not great for people, but we can do some nice oval pattern housing grid designs that could be quite fun to do. So I think we're going to try and put these in. These are not going to be ideal for traffic. I will be totally honest with you. So how many is that? You are... This is how I do it, by the way. 920. So 920 is there. Where is 920? Like there-ish, I think. Are you 920? No, you are 1,880. Why are you 1,080 there? Where is 920? 960. 1,000. That lamppost, just behind that lamppost. We know that is going to be the exact spot. So you just come out a little tad and come out a little tad when you find 920 again this direction. So come out to you. 920 is there. Just come out a little tad, and then we'll do a nice bendy road that will connect these two roads together, and that will create a nice oval shape. And off that we can do some housing. This is really bad for traffic. It's going to be a nightmare. I already know it is, but it's just something that's going to be interesting to look at. We're not going for the perfect traffic design over here. We're going for something a little bit different instead. So we're just going to play around with some different road designs as we're doing a new project. That should be fun to see. I may even connect you two up with a little bendy road as well. There you go, something like that. And then it has a nice little interesting shape to deal. I'm going to do this on this side, and this side, and I'll be back once I have done it. So there we go then, road designing is in, should I say. That is an interesting shape to a little area. It's going to be something really fun to build off, and something very, very different for us to do as well. We have had the game running on 1 speed for a little moment. I just want to see if we've got any workers. We do, we have 20 workers over here. That is excellent. I didn't think that would happen so quickly. We have another 21 in there as well, another 20 in here. We are leaking a little bit of money, so not going perfectly great, I will fully admit, but you can now see the little boats are out. They're off doing their lines and doing their jobs, collecting in some fish for us, so we can start turning them into other things. We may just start putting in some of these other bits. They have a fish market. Fish market takes in fresh fish from the harbours and farms and sells it directly to customers without any processing. So we may see if we can pop some fish markets along here somewhere. You are happy to connect to that road, but you are very loose. I'm curious. No, he won't. It won't happen. I was very curious for a split second, and I just changed my mind. I'm going to change that road to a bendy road, just so it looks a little bit better, because at the moment it looks pretty awful, if I do say so myself. There we go, a nice curved road instead of it being higgity-piggity. And we'll do the same over here as well, actually. Just add a little bit of shape and curve. I do realise that some of these industry buildings are going to hate being on curved roads, but that is the way the cookie crumbles, my friend. That is the way the cookie crumbles, and I've also downgraded them to normal roads. I've got asymmetrical roads, which is my bad, so we'll do that back to that, and then make sure they are switching over at the right points and doing the right things. They are indeed. Well done, me. That is splendid. Now, let's see if we can add in some sort of fish market or something. So we don't want them next to the housing, because the housing is going to be on this road. So in here can be commercial if we wish, or maybe some industry stuff as well. It's not going to fit in that gap. Will the factory fill? How thick is the factory? The factory is quite big as well, isn't it? Yeah. So we're just going to put a fish market, I think, on there. And that should cover any demands that we have. I do need to connect these roads up some way, somehow. I've got no idea how to do that though. Let's see if we just come off here. If you come straight, where do you come in? Where do you want to be coming in if you're coming in straight? That is 90 degrees, and that means you want to come in there. That is 87 degrees, and you want to come in there. That's a right pain in the backside, that is, isn't it? Yeah. We're going to come 90 degrees off here for a little bit. That is not 90 degrees, that is 89 degrees, game. I can see the angle of that. Can you get rid of road guidelines and go 90 degrees? You do not want to do 90 degrees either, do you? Holy moly, game. Thank you very much for being like this. No, I hate roads at times. I really do. Well, that is something to think about in the next episode. I think we've got the fishing industry underway. We just need to add in some housing, which I may do very quickly with some nice little housing over here. Just a little estate and a little estate. So we're going to do them in there. They can definitely be housing. Have got to think about power. Power will not transfer over that gap. I need to remember that, so we'll just run some power cables very roughly for the first few moments over into our new district and area as it slowly forms. And let's go on 3 speed to see if we can actually get some houses to grow over here in the new area. And as we are on about getting houses over here and trying to promote new people, let's try and encourage some growth when it comes to kids. So let's have one of these new health centres that we're going to plop on that corner. Game seems a lot more, it's more forgiving about curved roads, I've noticed, with buildings right now. Like, it seems to be happy to put buildings on the inside of curved roads a lot more than it used to, and that is a very, very good change. I've just noticed that. Very, very good change. So yeah, if you haven't seen this child healthcare centre is a building that promotes new people to the area. It also helps keep your kids alive, and it allows your citizens to move in a little bit quicker. It kind of encourages them to move in. I will be dotting a few of these throughout my rest of my city that I've already built up. We have plenty to build up and improve on, like these guys over here, for example, or these guys over here, just to keep them as the booming populations. But yeah, we're trying to encourage them growth under this area, so we might as well pop some down over here and try to get some people to move into the new area. We need a new name for the area as well. Elizabeth Hills is not exactly great, so if you've got any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm going to sign out here, and next episode we will continue with Fishing Town. Yeah, let's call it Fishing Town for now. And then we will try to invigorate it and see how we can go. I'm quite happy with the road design. This is going to be an interesting road pattern to try and solve. If it causes any issues, it's going to be a fun little issue to solve indeed. I may have some little inlet roads in here or not. Not 100% sure. We shall see in the future. So yeah, I've been TDavy1. This is the first little sneak peek at some City Skylines Sunset Harbour. Excited to have it. We've got some boats out on the waves captured. I haven't seen this harbour do anything yet. I'm not sure if it's actually doing anything at all. I haven't seen any big boats come over here. Maybe you have. Where have you just come from? You're going to that cargo harbour, and you've come from that one. So no, you haven't come from over here. So yeah, TDavy1 signing out, and we'll be working on Fishing Town next episode. I will catch you guys there. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff if you want. If you don't, you don't. And as always, guys, peace out.